Time now for Chamber Talk here on 1570 KMCD every Monday morning. Reserved time for the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. Get an update on some of their activities and other events throughout the community. Do want to remind you, check your email box for Chamber Chatter. It's your email box every morning, every Monday morning in the 8 o'clock hour. If you're not already receiving it, you might want to go to chamber@fairfieldiowa.com, send an email, and they'll get you on the list. And as always, you can go to fairfieldiowa.com, check out the calendar events, the business directory, and so much more. And I know we kind of touched on it a little bit last week, but that website, fairfieldiowa.com, is evolving.
Yes, we have a new backend database, and the directory, hopefully before the end of this week, will look as fabulous as the rest of our website and will be much more user-friendly.
User-friendly.
Soon there will be coupons and a job board.
Oh, how fantastic. So again, that's fairfieldiowa.com. A couple of things on the calendar a little bit later on this week will be the ribbon cutting grand opening for the new Lisco location, which I'm looking out the window right now from the Hy-Vee studios.
Yes, when we were on our school bus for Leadership Fairfield on Tuesday, they were moving a lot of office chairs in.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of two-wheeler action over there.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a beautiful building. I'm excited to see what they do with it and how great to have them here on the square.
For those who are not in the know, it's the former Midwest One Bank location at the corner of Burlington and Court Street. And again, that will be coming up on the 15th from noon to 5. The ambassadors will be there. There'll be a ribbon cutting. There'll be some light refreshments as well. It's great to welcome Lisco to the square. And then do also want to remind folks about the business after hours at Nelson Company.
4 to 7 on Friday the 15th. It's a busy day. I'm going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'll be in an elf costume, so I'll make it more fun.
Make more fun.
And so you can go to the Lisco thing, hang out for a while. You can go see our friends at the Nelson Company, and you can visit Santa in between.
Yeah, so you have this Friday and Saturday, and then next Friday to catch Santa in the Santa House here on the square. Don't forget, coming up on the 24th, Sunday, Christmas Eve, the Rotary Parade is your last chance to catch Santa, as he'll be making his trip from the Armory all around through Fairfield, stopping on the square one last time before his midnight ride like Paul Revere on Christmas Eve night into Christmas morning. All right, so that's what's happening. Again, go to fairfieldiowa.com. Now, we've talked about this month. Let's talk about next spring. I know today our topic is going to be actually springtime in April. Is it the third Thursday in April?
April 25th.
April 20th. That's my dad's birthday.
We'll bring him along. We'll sing happy birthday as a group.
He probably likes things like that less than I like things like that. And we're talking about the annual Chamber Awards Banquet. And so we're going to kind of get an update on that. You have a guest today, Joneane, so I'll let you two take over.
Thank you, love. Well, good morning, my favorite Joneane Parker.
Well, good morning.
Who's your
Mendy,
second favorite Joneane Parker?
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
I don't think that anyone else could be as fabulous as Joneane Parker.
I think perhaps she's incorrect on that one, but we'll let it roll.
I saw your display at Carnegie for your farm, and I was taken aback by how so many wonderful things in there. I learned a lot about you.
Well, a lot about our ancestry anyway,
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes. Okay. So April 25th is our big annual awards banquet.
It is, and it is such an amazing event. It is a time to get your hiney out there and join so many people, well over 300, to celebrate everything Fairfield.
Yes, and so this will be the best of 2023. So I thought, what a great time to start thinking about all the wonderful things that have happened this year, all the wonderful new businesses that have come to town, the businesses that are celebrating anniversaries. And so we're going to open up our nominations this next week so people can start nominating already. We've opened it up a couple of times throughout the year. So you are a Citizen of the Year.
Yes, I am.
Because you're fabulous.
Very humble by that honor. But it certainly is an honor, and we would really like to see folks who are out there volunteering in diverse areas doing lots of different things recognized for the work they do in our community. And it is volunteer service. If it's related to a job, then that is not totally volunteer. And you want to keep that in mind. Looking at people who work hard to make our community a better place to live, that positively influence the growth of our community. And we look at over many years' time, not just a year or an event or a project. as we look at that. And when I say we, I'm talking about the past citizens of the year, who are the people who come together to review the nominations and determine who the 2 citizens to be recognized are. And we're very pleased that every year our Libertyville Savings Bank sponsors this award for people. It is very secret. The people who receive the awards do not know they're going to receive the award the night of the chamber banquet. It's the culmination of many wonderful awards for so many wonderful things. When I say celebrating everything Fairfield, really does cover it. When we look at business improvement, economic impact, entrepreneurial spirits, restaurants, retailers, service businesses, even student employees in the Fairfield area, tourism, the Young Professional of the Year. There are so many opportunities for all of you to recognize people who have positively impacted in many areas.
Absolutely. A Citizen of the Year is different than our other awards. The other awards are nominated through our system, and our committee sits and we talk about people. And have some appetizers, and then we pick the winners. But Citizen of the Year is an actual application. So someone nominates someone, and then they get letters of support.
They do. And they do a listing of the person's accomplishments, their involvements, and again, as Mendy said, get or seek letters of support for that nomination so that you can see what people have done and how it's impacted. I think that's such a special part of those letters.
Absolutely. I have had the privilege to sit in the last couple of years and just observe the process and be if anybody has questions about things. And reading through those, every year, I don't know how you pick, because everybody that's nominated is so amazing in what they do. And the great thing is, Citizens of the Year don't just stop, like, oh, got my award, I'm done. They keep going, and they are the ones you see at everything. They're helping on the square, they're helping in their church, they're helping at Carnegie, they're helping at the school, auxiliary.
On the Little League fields and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Just exactly that. It is that spirit of volunteerism that continues through a lifetime. And I remember one recipient saying, it's a labor of love. And I think indeed it is, with that feeling that we have all gained so much from this community, and it has impacted our lives in so many different ways. And it is then the opportunity to return that.
Absolutely. And it really is fabulous to see them as the previous Citizen of the Year is reading the description, as they start to figure out it's them, and then they're looking for who they're going to scowl at for nominating them, right? But then it's always wonderful. There's always tears, and it's magic. It's really the perfect ending to our wonderful night.
It is. I think you calling it magic is absolutely correct, because it is a magical moment for a person to realize the enormity, really, of being recognized for this award. And it has been held at this level for many, many, many years since its inception. And it is just a very wonderful time.
Absolutely. I love sitting in that room with people that are just amazing and hearing them tell their stories and share what they know about one another. All right. So if I want to so this is a lot of work too, right? This is why we're trying to promote it a little earlier than we normally do. So if you want to stop and pick up an application, it'll be available on our website next week. And there's a special email just for Citizen of the Year this year. So it's COY@fairfieldiowa.com. So it's super easy. And you can start sending me stuff. I already have one nomination that came in early in the year to be prepared, and I love that. So, Steve, what are you thinking? You've got a nomination?
I can't nominate myself, so it'll be 56 years in a row that I have been passed over. So really tear.
Well, you always say you're a bad board member.
I am a bad board member. I don't think anybody wants me representing their organization.
Oh, I don't know. You have the best back of the head.
Yeah, I have the best back of head in radio. So.
I think that starting this procedure now is such a great idea, so everyone out there can start thinking of that that person that they have thought about before, and boom, here's an opportunity. And the chamber has worked very hard to shore up those nomination forms so that you can get to them very easily.
Yes.
And then start that process. And the criteria is right on the nomination form, so you have it in front of you. And you'll have a due date for getting that back in for the selection committee and to prepare for that chamber banquet, which again, go, come, be present, because it is just amazing to see and hear what's happening in this community in ways that how can any one of us be out there at everything?
Absolutely.
And we have Mendy here who's covering as many bases as possible. And of course, anything left over, Steve Smith takes care of.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
we're
there's
in
a lot of
good
things.
hands.
A lot of things falling through the cracks. Johnny, a lot of things falling through the cracks.
Joneane's a great MC for our awards banquet too. She does a lovely job.
Of course.
Well, hopefully we see you.
April 25th.
April 25th
if you
at
have
the Arts Convention Center.
Email the chamber at fairfieldiowa.com. I think it's great that you're starting the process now because it does take time. I've been asked on a number of occasions to write letters of recommendation for people, and this might come as a surprise. Sometimes I procrastinate, but if I were to get that letter or that request in January, it makes it a lot easier than it is mid-March.
Yes, and we'll be having the nominations a little early, or do a little earlier this year, so that we can make sure we have all of them prepared for the big meeting of all of the past Citizens of the Year.
Again, stop by the chamber office on Briggs. Is that Briggs? What do you say?
Broadway.
On Broadway. I can
was
get
like,
you there.
I know it starts with a B.
Yeah, on Broadway. Pick up the nomination paper or look for it online in the days ahead at fairfieldiowa.com. Joneane, it's always nice seeing you.
It's great to see you.
You're the first person in weeks that said that. Mendy, we'll see you next week.
See you next week, friend.
And don't forget about the ribbon cutting on Friday at the new Lisco office at the corner of Court and Broadway, or Burlington here in Fairfield, the former Midwest One Bank, and then the Nelson Company Business After Hours on Friday evening out at the Nelson Company, which is always a hoot.
Always a hoot.
Stay tuned. Markets are on the way here on 1570 KMCD.